My name is Sylvain Boulanger. I'm the Director General of Digital Operations and Preservation at Leslie Weir, the Librarian and Archivist of Canada. I'd like to welcome you on behalf of myself and my colleagues to our institution. I'd like to welcome you here in great numbers tonight for a great tribute tonight to Leonard Cohen. But before I go further, I would like to acknowledge that we are gathered here today on land that is unceded traditional territory of the Algonquin Nation, Miigwech. LAC is pleased to join with the Vered Jewish Canadian Studies program at the University of Ottawa. I would like to specifically recognize the presence of Mrs. Sarah Vered right up here with us tonight. Welcome. When Dr. Seymour Main approached us with the idea of having a tribute for Leonard Cohen, LAC couldn't say no. Leonard Cohen was one of the most iconic Canadian artists of the 20th century. Although we don't have Leonard Cohen's archives here at Library and Archives, a quick search of our collections reveals many of his albums, as well as many amazing photographs of Cohen by artist and photographer Arnaud Mags from the 1970s. As well as, if you're interested, we have 75 poets reflecting on the poetry of Leonard Cohen, and that's something interesting as part of our library collections. So there are amazing parts of our collections that touch on the life of Leonard Cohen, so please take a look at that on our website. I do hope you enjoy this special evening. If you do like the evening, and if you do have some comments and feedback for us, at the door as you're going out, there will be a feedback box. Please fill out the survey, and it will help us to improve the events that we hold here. Now, without further delay, it gives me great pleasure to invite Dr. Seymour Main to the podium, an award-winning author and a friend of Library and Archives Canada. Seymour?
Like I said here 2 weeks ago, if you want to clap at any point when I give the introductions, keep an account of it and then save it up for the end of my talk, my brief talk. So yes, I'm very pleased that we are here at Library and Archives Canada because the series of concerts to Leonard was going on for years and years in Ottawa, and the real Mr. Leonard Cohen of Ottawa was the head of our band, Jerry Goland, who is going to be coming up soon with his band and will be performing for you. Jerry started the custom of having a performance on Leonard's birthday in September every year after year in different locations, and then we teamed up and we kept going. And the last one we did when he was with us was in September 2016. He died on November 7th, which in the Hebrew calendar is the 6th month of Cheshvan. In actuality, his Hebrew anniversary of his death was last Monday. So this is the more general date, November the 7th. So the last time, every time we did an annual performance, I would write him to his secret email address, which I had to guard always because everyone wanted to write to him. And I would write him and tell him, guess what? Jerry Goland and his group are doing a concert again of your songs. Can you send us a few words? And he always would send a lovely message. This is the last one I received on September 16th, 2016, which is about 6-7 weeks before he passed away. And you'll find it'll be full of humor. And I'll try to translate for those of you who don't know Hebrew and Yiddish. So he starts off, Esteemed Reb Zalman, my Hebrew name, Rosh Yeshiva of the Northern Choirs and Mighty Israelite. Please tell the Chaverim and Maminim how happy I am that they have been kind enough to gather around my songs and lift them once again to the place, capital P, where they began. Chaverim means comrades, and Maminim means the believers. I bow my head in deep gratitude, my friend. My friend, the great Irving Layton, was greatly interested in his legacy. I have very little interested in mine. Because of your generosity of spirit, I am persuaded that these little ditties, he means the songs, you know this is humor, which I can hardly lay claim to have written myself, who else wrote them, will not fall into total disuse. But if they do, heartfelt thanks for keeping them aloft a little while. Wish I could be there. Much love, Reb Eliezer ben Nisan HaKohen. Eliezer, the son of Nisan the Kohen. And then he always used to include the ancient priestly blessing at the end in Hebrew. And he actually commanded me in one of them that I should bless the crowd. But I don't come from that pedigree. I come from the lower class, the Israelite class, and not from the priestly class. So I cannot, but I will tell you, I'll give you a translation of the blessing, which he always asks me to perform or to pronounce upon the crowd. And I will not pronounce the name of God, but I will tell you, may Hashem, may God, bless you and guard you. May Hashem make his face shine unto you and be gracious unto you. May Hashem lift up his face unto you and give you peace. And if you could see, he had his own little signature, and wherever there was the name of God, he had a heart inscribed with a Star of David. So this is the last one. It's sad, the last message that we received, and then his illness, as you know, was kept a secret from many people. Only 3-4 people knew. He didn't want a publicity scrum of his death. But I treasure all his messages. And if the LAC and us continue to do these from year to year, I will go back by year and all the messages. And if we can last another 35 years doing this, you'll hear all the messages. I also want to draw your attention on our poster. It's gone now. So I'd like to thank Library and Archives Canada. It's become the home of many important literary and cultural events here in this hall and in the building, which began way back, I think, under the leadership of librarian Marion Scott, who is also here today. In her day, this was a very, very vital center, and we're now again a vital center right here in Ottawa. And the VERED program at the University of Ottawa, which is very unique, because it is the only university program in the world dedicated to the cultural history and contribution of Jews to Canada. We're the only one in the world, and we have postdocs coming and all kinds of people, and you're all welcome to audit our courses, and I'm grateful to the Vered family for helping us do this, and I think in the years to come it'll become ever more important. And also a new center, the Writer Center at All Saints, which is the new event space in the former All Saints Church in Sandy Hill. If you have a moment, drop by and look around and see what we do there. So without further ado, really, what I'm happy to tell you, we're going to get a musical beginning with Jerry Goland and the Tower of Song group. And then when they finish, we're going to have 2 poets come up and read 3 poets come up and read work. There'll be Robert Craig of Ottawa, Rona Shafran of Ottawa, and myself will coming up. And then we'll have a little break for all of you so that if there are any uneaten cookies, they can be consumed. And we also have books out there which show up some of my writing and Jerry Goland from the Creative Writing Program at the University of Ottawa. We will have artist and poet Michael Powareski read some poems, and then one of his poems will be read in Russian by Misha Rykov, who will then perform a few of Leonard's songs in his translations, performances that he's given in Montreal and Vancouver and Toronto to large crowds. And then we'll have the group back again. I don't want to get up every time I introduce them. They're coming back in for the finale. So there will be a break, as I say, in the middle. So you can get up and shake it up a little bit. We won't ask you to do what people like to do in public concerts, to get up and dance with us or anything like that. But the theme of dance will come up later on. I won't tell you more about it. So I want to call on Jerry and the band to come over and move our hearts, sway our heads, and even help our limbs get a little limber. I was telling Jerry, the way he's dressed, I thought I was going to call him Rabbi Goland. But everyone who knows about his past knows that would not be very appropriate. Now, can you introduce everybody in your band?
On my far right, Peter Pelletier on percussion and harmonica. closer to me, actually quite a bit closer to me, Ronnie Abramson, my dear partner and singer-songwriter of fame, and Judy Jibb, Peter's partner as well, on wonderful accordion, and you're going to really enjoy this. And I'm Jerry, and we're going to get going. I'm just hanging up my hat a second, like it's going to look like this. So I really want to, we're here to sing for you, but a lot of you are very familiar with these songs, and just please feel free to join in choruses or words, anything, and for instance, this one, it starts, I think you can grasp this one. Do-dum-dum-dum, de-do-dum-dum, do-dum-dum-dum, de-do-dum-dum, do-dum-dum-dum, de-do-dum-dum, do-dum-dum-dum, de-do-dum-dum. Nobody said, we're gonna try that one more time. Do-dum-dum-dum, de-do-dum-dum, do-dum-dum-dum, de-do-dum-dum, do-dum-dum-dum, de-do-dum-dum, do-dum-dum-dum, de-do-dum-dum. Do-dum-dum-dum, de-do. Well, my friends are gone, my hair is gray. I ache in the places where I used to play, but I'm crazy for love. But I'm not coming on. I'm just paying my rent every day in the tower. Do-dum-dum-dum, de-do-dum-dum, do-dum-dum-dum, de-do-dum. I said to Hank Williams, how lonely does it get? Hank Williams hasn't answered yet, but I hear him coughing all night long. 100 floors above me in the tower. Do-dum-dum-dum, de-do-dum-dum, do-dum-dum-dum. Well, I was born like this. I had no choice. I was born with the gift of a golden voice and 27 angels from the great beyond. They tied me to this table right here in the Tower of Song. Dum, 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 dum. I see you standing on the other side. Don't know how the river got so wide. I loved you, baby, way back when. Now all the bridges are burning that we might have crossed. I feel so close to everything that we lost. We'll never have to lose it again. Judy. I like this verse. Cohen said, now I bid you farewell. I don't know when I'll be back. They're moving us tomorrow to that tower down the track, but you'll be hearing from me, baby, long after I'm gone. I'm speaking to you sweetly from a window in the tower. Do-dum-dum-dum, de-do-dum-dum, do-dum-dum-dum, de-do. Yeah, my friends are gone, my hair's gray. Aching the places where I used to play, but I'm crazy for love, but I'm not coming on. I'm just paying my rent every day in the tower. Do dum dum dum, de do dum dum. 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 You guys are good. Thank you very much. Everybody knows the dice are loaded. Everybody rolls with their fingers crossed. Everybody knows that the dice are loaded. Everybody rolls with their fingers crossed. And everybody knows that the war is over. Everybody knows that the good guys lost. Everybody knows the fight was fixed. The poor stay poor, the rich get rich. That's how it goes. Everybody knows. And everybody knows that the boat is leaking. Everybody knows that the captain lied. And everybody got this broken feeling like their father or their dog just died. Everybody's talking to their pockets. Everybody wants that box of chocolates and a long-stemmed rose. Everybody knows. And everybody knows that you love me, baby. Everybody knows that you really do. And everybody knows that you've been faithful. Well, give or take a night or two. Everybody knows you've been discreet, but there's so many people you just had to meet without your clothes. And everybody knows. Okay, you're gonna come. Everybody knows. Everybody knows. That's how it goes. That's how it goes. Everybody knows. Everybody knows. Everybody knows. That's how it goes. Everybody knows. Peter Pelletier. Everybody knows that it's now or never. Everybody knows that it's me or you. And everybody knows that you'll live forever when you're done a line or two. Everybody knows the deal is rotten. Old Black Joe is still picking cotton for your ribbons and your bows. And everybody knows. And everybody knows that you're in trouble. Everybody knows what you've been through. From the bloody cross on top of Calvary to the beach at Malibu. Everybody knows it's coming apart. Take one last look at this sacred heart before it blows. Everybody knows. Everybody knows. Everybody knows. That's how it goes. That's how it goes. Everybody knows. And everybody knows. Everybody knows. That's how it goes. Everybody knows. Thank you very much. Remember me, Leonard reminds us, I used to live for music. Remember me, I brought your groceries in. Yeah, they sentenced me to 20 years of boredom for trying to change the system from within. I'm coming now, I'm coming to reward them. First, we take Manhattan. Then we take Berlin. Well, I'm guided by a signal in the heavens. I'm guided by this birthmark on my skin. I'm guided by the beauty of our weapons. First, we take Manhattan. Then we take Berlin. Well, I'd really like to live beside you, baby. I love your body and your spirit and your clothes. But you see that line there moving through the station. Well, I told you, well, I told you, well, I told you I was one of those. Peter Pelletier, thank you. You loved me as a loser, but now you're worried that I just might win. You know the way to stop me. Yeah, but you don't have the discipline. How many nights I prayed for this, to let my work begin. First, we take Manhattan.
Then we take
Ronnie, play us a little something. You know that I don't like your fashion business, mister. And I don't like these drugs that keep you thin. And I don't like what happened to my sister. First, we take Manhattan. Then we take Berlin. Well, I'd really like to live beside you, baby. I love your body and your spirit and your clothes. But you see that line there moving through the station. Well, I told you, well, I told you, well, I told you I was one of those. Oh, remember me, I used to live for music. Remember me, I brought your groceries in. It's Father's Day and everybody's wounded. First we take Manhattan, then we take Berlin. Then we take Berlin. Then we take Berlin. Thank you very much, Peter, Ronnie, Judy. You guys kill me. There ain't no cure for love. You know it too. Don't be afraid to sing. Sorry for the grammar. There's a couple of English teachers here, but we make exceptions for Leonard Cohen. Okay. I loved you for a long, long time. You know this love is real. It don't matter how it all went wrong. That don't change the way I feel. I can't believe that time's gonna heal this wound I'm thinking of. There ain't no cure, there ain't no cure, there ain't no cure for love. I'm aching for you, baby. I can't pretend I'm not. I need to see you naked, in your body, in your thoughts. I've got you like a habit, and I'll never get enough. Oh, there ain't no cure, there ain't no cure, there ain't no cure. There ain't no cure for love. There ain't no cure for love. All the rocket ships are climbing to the sky. Holy books are open wide. Doctors working day and night. They'll never, never find that cure for love. There ain't no drink, no drug. There's nothing pure enough to be a cure for love. Judy, let's just... I walked into this empty church. I had no place else to go. When the sweetest voice I ever heard whispered to my soul, I don't need to be forgiven for loving you so much. It's written in the scriptures. It's written there in blood. I even heard the angels declare it from above. Ah, there ain't no cure, there ain't no cure, ain't no cure for love. There ain't no cure for love. There ain't no cure for love. All the rocket ships are climbing to the sky. Holy books are open wide. Doctors working day and night. They'll never, never find that cure for love. There ain't no cure for love. There ain't no cure. Thank you very much, guys. Oh, the sisters of mercy, they are not departed or gone. They were waiting for me when I thought that I cannot go on. And they brought me their comfort, and later they brought me this song. Yes, I hope you run into them, you who've been traveling so long. Yes, you who must leave everything that you cannot control. It begins with your family, but soon it comes round to your soul. Well, I've been where you're hanging, and I think I can see how you're pinned. When you're not feeling holy, your loneliness tells you you sin. Judy Jippy. When I left, they were sleeping. I hope you run into them soon. Don't turn on the lights. You can read their address by the moon. And it won't make me jealous if I hear that they've sweetened your nights. We weren't lovers like that, and besides, it would still be alright. We weren't lovers like that, and besides, it would still be alright. For some of you who know every word, I am judiciously, because of the length of the program, omitting a few verses, but you can get them all at home. And that is our first small set, and Seymour is going to bring up some readers, and we'll be back shortly.
The absence of Monica. She's gone away on a morning boat. My heart was too young for her. Wind comes over the baker's house, sweet with the branch of burning fir. She'll never comb her hair in front of me. I'll never see her sweater on a chair. Cinders from the chimney float on the absence of Monica. I spent the morning with her ghost. We touched the nettles painlessly. I carried the bread on a piece of string, and now I'm free to come and go. The rebellion. It was a terrible rebellion. I rebelled against a sentence between her legs. I punished myself with a holiday. I took a ghost to bed and cut the seed in the palm of my hand. Her green cotton dress was pulled up. She sat on my face all night. She dragged me to Jerusalem and married me over and over while the silver star of Bethlehem coughed and spat at a smoker's reveille. And the priesthood forced me to resume my old domestic conversation. Thank you, Leonard.
Song. I almost went to bed without remembering the 4 white violets I put in the buttonhole of your green sweater, and how I kissed you then, and you kissed me, shy, as though I'd never been your lover. I'm going to read a few excerpts from a poem called This Marriage. It starts with the poem, and then the next part is a commentary. In the realms where this marriage was sealed, where the wedding feast goes on and on, where Adam and Eve face one another, the foundations are faultless and secure. Your beast's hair flares like black fire upwards, and your breasts, now in maidenhood, now in motherhood, draw down my face. Our hunger blessed by sun and moon, a ring of dancers round the house, where within the room is hid, where within the bed is undone, whereupon the hunger's joined, where within the one speaks himself expressions yet unknown. And the commentary. This marriage is locked. It is difficult to enter. It is a marriage and operates like one, healing itself the moment it is condemned. In our day, in every house, there is this marriage which cannot be explained. In our day, it appears fragile and easily violated, but it is still the profoundest initiation, and one into which no stranger can intrude. Half the world. Every night she'd come to me. I'd cook for her. I'd pour her tea. She was in her 30s then. She had made some money, lived with men. We'd lay us down to give and get beneath the white mosquito net. And since no counting had begun, we lived 1,000 years in one. The candles burned, the moon went down, the polished hill, the milky town transparent, weightless, luminous, uncovering the two of us on that fundamental ground where love's unwilled, unleashed, unbound, and half the perfect world is found. All my life is broken unto you, and all my glory soiled unto you. Do not let the spark of my soul go out in the even sadness. Let me raise the brokenness to you, to the world where the breaking is for love. Do not let the words be mine, but change them into truth. With these lips instruct my heart, and let fall into the world what is broken in the world. Lift me up to the wrestling of faith. Do not leave me where the sparks go out, and where the jokes are told in the dark, and new things are called forth, and appraised in the scale of the terror. Face me to the rays of love, O source of light, or face me to the majesty of your darkness, but not here. Do not leave me here, where death is forgotten and the new thing grins. My time is running out, and still I have not sung the true song, the great song. I admit I seem to have lost my courage. A glance at the mirror, a glimpse into my heart makes me want to shut up forever. So why do you lean me here, Lord of my life? Lean me at this table in the middle of the night, wondering how to be beautiful. The beach at Kamini, the sailboats, the silver water, the crystals of salt on her eyelashes, all the world sudden and shining, the moment before God turned you inward. Thank you, Leonard.
In case you forgot, the first reader was Robert Craig. Robert is an Ottawa poet who was the coordinator of the famous Bard series in the 1990s, which I was happy to participate in as his MC at the Royal Oak, where we managed once to fit over 100 people into the basement. I don't know how we did it, but we managed it. And Rona Shafran is your second reader, who's a poet and also fiction writer, who's published her own book as well. So I'm going to read a few poems from my favorite book of Leonard's, The Spice Box of Earth, which he, in one of his interviews, said he called it one of his best books. He joked, and he always loved to joke in interviews, that it was downhill after he published this book. And the first poem I'm going to read is a poem he wrote to a friend, but I'm kind of rededicating it to a friend he and I had. I met Leonard in April, or is it May 1960, at the Carmen Cafe on Stanley Street. I was a juvenile delinquent poet in high school then. And my friend was Henry Moscovich, a tragic poetic figure in Montreal at the time who was close to Leonard. And one day he said, "You've got to meet Leonard." I said, "Yes, I read his poetry." "Well, you're going to meet him. You're coming with me to the Carmen." And there I met Leonard the first time. He was very gracious. And he sat between two very beautiful women. I'll never forget that. And I wrote a poem about that, which Louis Dudek later put in the back issue, the back page of one of the issues of Delta, because he actually even liked it. Henry was a close friend between us. Henry, unfortunately, first of all, Henry published his first book when he was 16 in Contact Press, which was an amazing accomplishment, and even in the 1950s. But Henry got caught up in the drug culture, and as a result of an overdose, never returned to full sanity after 1967. He died in 2004, but he had published only one book just before he died. And he and Leonard had a very special kind of relationship. I think because they were both raised in Westmount, but that's my theory. So this is the poem, There Are Some Men. There are some men who should have mountains to bear their names in time. Grave markers are not high enough or green, and suns go far away to lose the fist their father's hand will always seem. I had a friend. He lived and died in mighty silence and with dignity, left no book, son, or lover to mourn. Nor is this a mourning song, but only a naming of this mountain on which I walk. Fragrant, dark, and softly white, under the pale of mist, I name this mountain after him. At some point, when Leonard was a student at McGill with Louis Dudek, he was introduced to the person who is probably the closest among the poets, the late Irving Layton. But at one point, Irving Layton took Leonard, the young Leonard Cohen, to meet his own mentor, the great A.M. Klein. They met once. Klein was then in a terrible state after his breakdowns, but he still had Leonard come over, and he liked Leonard Cohen's poems. Years later, Leonard wrote a poem, and even years later, it showed up in one of his albums called To a Teacher. Hurt once and for all into silence, a long pain ending without a song to prove it. Who could stand beside you so close to Eden, when you glinted in every eye the held high razor, shivering every ram and sun? And now the silent loony bin, where the shadows live in the rafters like day-weary bats, until the turning mind, a radar signal, lures them to exaggerate mountain size on the white stone wall, your tiny limp. How can I leave you in such a house? Are there no more saints and wizards to praise their ways with pupils? No more evil to stun with the slap of a wet red tongue? Did you confuse the Messiah in the mirror and rest because he had finally come? Let me cry, help, beside you, teacher. I have entered under this dark roof as fearlessly as an honored son enters his father's house. And if I'm reading a poem to Henry and to A.M. Klein, there's a lovely poem in this book, a lot of wit in it, to Irving Layton. At one point in his 20s, Leonard and his friend Morty Rosengarten started a gallery, an art gallery on Stanley Street, and they would have great openings. I was too young to attend then, I think. I missed them. And then a terrible thing happened. There was a fire in this gallery, and 2/3 of the work of Irving Layton's second wife, Betty Sutherland, was consumed, and she stopped painting after that terrible tragedy. Nonetheless, they had, I gather, wonderful parties. And one party, they danced with a white handkerchief like two Hasidic masters. And Cohen wrote a lovely poem. I should tell you that Irving Layton's born name was Israel Pinku Lazarovich. So he's referred to. He was born in Romania. There are all kinds of little, so I say, asides in this poem which bring humor to it. Layton, when we dance our Freilach under the ghostly handkerchief, the miracle rabbis of Prague and Vilna resume their sawdust thrones, and angels of men, asleep so long in the cold palaces of disbelief, gather in sausage-hung kitchens to quarrel deliciously and debate the sounds of the ineffable name. Layton, my friend Lazarovich, no Jew was ever lost while we two danced joyously in this French province, cold and oceans west of the temple. The snow canyoned on the twigs like forbidden Sabbath manna. I say no Jew was ever lost while we weave and billow the handkerchief into a burning cloud, measuring all of heaven with our stitching thumbs. Reb Israel Lazarovich, you no good Romanian, you're right. Who cares whether or not the Messiah is a Litvak? As for the cynical, such as we were yesterday, let them step with us or rot in their logical shrouds. We've raised a bright white flag, and here's our battered father's cup of wine, and now is music until morning, and the morning prayers lay us down again. We who dance so beautifully, though we know that Freilach's end. And I'm going to end my reading with a poem I wrote for him and sent him, which he liked years ago, shamelessly appropriating some words from one of his poems. It's called "Bless Me," said the man. "Bless me," said the man. "Bless you," said the angel, sneezing at that very moment and brushing the man's beard with a tremulous ruffle of wings. Again, "Bless," said the man. Again he said, but there was no answer in the other's eyes, and the man had no choice, so he blessed himself as the angel winged his way into his mind.
If anybody wants to Freilach and get up and have a dance, this is the one to do it with. Oh, there you go. And there's a big la la la. You know what's coming. You kind of hesitate before you start these. There's so much. La 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 dance me to your beauty with a burning violin. Dance me through the panic till I'm gathered safely in. Lift me like an olive branch, be my homeward dove, and dance me to the end of love. Yeah, dance me to the end of love. Let me see your beauty when the witnesses are gone. Let me feel you moving like they do in Babylon. Show me slowly what I only know the limits of, and dance me to the end of love, and dance me to the end of love. Yeah, Thank you, Judy. Ronnie, play. Dance me to the wedding now. Dance me on and on. Dance me very tenderly and dance me very long. We're both of us beneath our love, and we're both of us above. And dance me to the end of love. Yeah, dance me to the end of love, and dance me to the children who are asking to be born. Dance me through the curtains that our kisses have outworn. Raise a tent of shelter now, though everyone is torn, and dance me to the end of love. Yeah, dance me to the end of love. Listen. La 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 lie, 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 la, 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 lie. Lie, 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 la, la. Dance me to your beauty with a burning violin. Dance me through the panic till I'm gathered safely in. Touch me with your naked hand, touch me with your glove, and dance me to the end of love. Yeah, dance me to the end of love. Let's hear it one more time. La 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 to the end of love. Where were the dancers? That's okay. All right, that's okay. This is an older song from way back. It's called "The Traitor," and in one, Colin said this is sometimes failing at a task is the best result of what you're undertaking. You could make of this how you feel. You're going to hear a very lovely solo by Judy here, as well as our Ronnie and Peter. I can't remember your name. I'm overcome.
I'm in a different band.
Okay. Now the Swan, it floated on the English River. Ah, the rose of high romance, it opened wide. A suntanned woman yawned me through the summer. The judges watched us from the other side. I told my mother, Mother, I must leave you. Preserve my room, but do not shed a tear. Should rumors of a shabby ending reach you, it was half my fault and half the atmosphere. But the rose I sickened with a scarlet fever, and the swan I tempted with a sense of shame. And she said at last I was her finest lover, and if she withered, I would be to blame. The judges said, you missed it by a fraction. Rise up and brace your troops for the attack. The dreamers rise against the men of action. See the men of action fallen back. But I lingered on her thighs, a fatal moment. I kissed her lips as though I thirsted still. My falsity, it stung me like a hornet. The poison sank and it paralyzed my will. I could not move to warn all the younger soldiers that they had been deserted from above. So on battlefields from here to Barcelona, I'm listed with the enemies of love. Thank you, Chief. And long ago, she said, I must be leaving. But keep my body here to lie upon. You can move it up and down, and when I'm sleeping, run some wire through that rose and wind the swan. So daily I renew my idle duty. I touch her here and there, I know my place. I kiss her open mouth and I praise her beauty. And people call me traitor to my face. Call me traitor to my face. Thank you very much, Judy. Beautiful, thank you. Okay, this is, most of our songs are from his older repertoire. There's so many new ones. This is one of the newer ones from 10 New Songs that he co-wrote with Sharon Robinson, which is called Boogie Street. Okay, here we go. Well, I was just reminded in Dance Me to the End of Love says, dance me through the panic till I'm gathered safely in. That was us before when we came in today. But our sound technician is a genius, and he really has done a fantastic job. I'm sorry, j'oublie ton nom. Toby. Okay, he's... Oh, crown of light, oh, dark and warm, I never thought we'd meet. You kiss my lips, and then you're gone, and I'm back on Boogie Street. A sip of wine, a cigarette, and then it's time to go. I tidied up the kitchenette, I tuned the old banjo. I'm wanted at the traffic jam, they're saving me a seat. I'm what I am, and what I am is back on Boogie Street. And oh my love, I do recall the pleasures that we knew, the rivers and the waterfall wherein I bathed with you. Bewildered by your beauty there, I'd kneel to dry your feet. With such instructions, we prepare a man for Boogie Street. Oh, crown of light, oh, darkened one, I never thought we'd meet. You kiss my lips, and then it's done, and I'm back on Boogie Street. those ones. So come, my friends, be not afraid. We are so lightly here. It is in love that we are made. In love we disappear. Though all the maps of blood and flesh are posted on the door, there's no one who has told us what Boogie Street is for. Oh, crown of light, oh, darkened one, I never thought we'd meet. You kiss my lips,
You kiss my lips,
and then it's done,
and it's done.
and it's back on Boogie Street. You kiss my lips,
Kiss my lips,
and then it's done, and I'm back on Boogie Street. Thank you very much, Ronnie, Peter, Judy. I don't have to say, these guys, we've got one or two more before we do. This is one Leonard wrote about the song. I feel I wrote it, but I didn't. It was written by Anna Marley and Emmanuel Dastier in the 40s in France. And it was dedicated to the French resistance in the war. So it's part in English, part in French, called The Partisan. When they poured across the border, I was cautioned to surrender. This I could not do. I took my gun and vanished. I've changed my name so often. I've lost my wife and children, but I have many friends. Some of them are with me. An old woman gave us shelter, hidden in the garrets. Then the soldiers came. She died without a whisper. There were 3 of us this morning. I'm the only one remaining. I must go on. The frontiers are my prison. Ah, the wind is blowing. Through the graves the wind is blowing. Freedom soon will come. Then we'll come from the shadows.
Les Allemands étaient chez moi. Ils m'ont dit résigne-toi, mais je n'ai pas pu.
J'ai repris mon âme armes. J'ai changé sans point de nom,
J'ai perdu femme et enfant,
mais j'ai tant d'amis. J'ai la France
entière. Un vieux homme dans un grenier, pour la nuit nous a cachés. Les Allemands l'ont pris. Les morts
sans surprise. Ah, the wind is blowing. Through the graves the wind is blowing. Freedom soon will come. Then we'll come from the shadows. We'll do one more, and then we have another part of the program coming up. And you have to sing with this one. This, Leonard Cohen considered this his favorite song. Ring the bells that still can ring. Forget your perfect offering. There is a crack in everything. That's how the light gets in. Birds they sang at the break of day. Start again, I heard them say. Don't dwell on what has passed away or what is yet to be. Ah, the wars, they will be fought again. The holy dove, she will be caught again. Bought and sold and bought again. The dove is never free. Ring the bells that still can ring. Forget your perfect offering. Forget your perfect offering. There is a crack in everything. There is a crack in everything. That's how the light gets in. We asked for signs, and the signs were sent. The birth betrayed, and the marriage spent. Yeah, the widowhood of every government. Signs for all to see. I can't run no more with that lawless crowd. while the killers in high places say their prayers out loud. But they've summoned a thundercloud, and they're gonna hear from me. Ring the bells that still can ring. Forget your perfect offering. There is a crack in everything. That's how the light gets in. Judy, please start. Judy, thank you. Ronnie Abramson. You can add up the parts, but you won't have the sum. You can strike up the march, there is no drum. Every heart to love will come, but like a refugee. Ring the bells and still can ring. Forget your perfect offering. There is a crack in everything. That's how the light gets in. Okay, everybody sing it. Ring the bells that still can ring. Forget your perfect offering. There is a crack in everything. That's how the light gets in. That's how the light gets in. That's how the light gets in. Thank you very much. Seymour is going to present some more poets. Thank you, Judy Gibb, Ronnie Abramson, Peter Pelletier, very much. We'll be back, I believe.
And his minstrels, we're having a little intermission before that. We're thanking people. Just in case we forget, I want to thank Sasha, who's doing the taping. So with other right there, we now have records of all these events. And so our great-grandchildren will be able to look about it and wonder, and hope they will enjoy what we're enjoying. I also want to thank two very special people. One special one who I've worked with for the past 2 years, that's Nadia Haddad of the Library and Archives team. Nadia, I don't know where you are, but without you, I don't think any of these things would happen. You're fantastic, and we get all these wonderful programs going, and we managed to pull it always off because you managed to do it, and you have a great helper with Annie Gauthier. I want to thank you both for your help. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now turning to the second half of the program. It's a shorter half, so if you have babysitters at home, just call them and tell them they're going to get double time for an extra hour or two. I'm glad that you're a ravenous crowd. I'm told there was not one cookie left. But there's books to buy. And books last longer than cookies, especially if you start chewing on them. They take longer to chew. So, would everyone please, as they say, return to their seats? And including Maestro, you can sit too till we call up on you. I just want everyone to sit. So this part, the last part, we'll start with a little reading by another poet and artist of Ottawa, Michael Poresky. And at the end, Michael is going to read a poem in English, an early poem by Leonard, and then Miguel, who is going to get up and read the Russian translation. Now, you wonder, why is Russian here? Well, you have to know, if you know Leonard's biography, that his mother was born in Russia, sang him Russian songs. So Russian has a special place in any concert, in any celebration, any tribute to Leonard. And then Misha is going to perform a few of his renditions of Leonard's songs. You'll recognize the tunes in Russian. And then we'll definitely have the maestro and the minstrels up for the end to give us a rousing finale to get us out to the evening so we can hum Leonard's songs for the next few weeks. So we're starting now, and Michael.
Thanks for the dance. Thanks for the dance. It was hell, it was swell, it was fun. Thanks for all the dances. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. There is a rose in your hair, your shoulders are bare. It's a costume, but I'm a believer. So turn up the music, pour out the wine, stop at the surface. The surface is fine. We don't need to go any deeper. Thanks for the dance. I hear that we're married. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. Thanks for the dance and the baby you carried. It was almost a daughter or a son. And there's nothing to do but to wonder if you are as tired as I am of leaving. We're joined in the spirit, joined at the hip, joined in the panic, wondering if we've come to some sort of agreement. Thanks for the dance. It was hell, it was swell, it was fun. Thanks for all the dances. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. It was fine, it was fast. We were first, we were last, in line at the temple of pleasure. But the green was so green, and the blue was so blue. I was so I, and you were so you. The crisis was light as a feather. Thanks for the dance. It was hell, it was swell, it was fun. Thanks for all the dances. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. I pray for courage. I pray for courage, now I'm old, to the sickness and the cold. I pray for courage in the night to bear the burden, make it light. I pray for courage in the time when suffering comes and starts to climb. I pray for courage at the end, to see death coming as a friend. God is alive, magic is afoot. God is alive, magic is afoot. God is alive, magic is afoot. God is afoot, magic is alive. Alive is afoot, magic never died. God never sickened, many poor men lied. Many sick men lied. Magic never weakened, magic never hid. Magic always ruled. God is afoot. God never died. God was ruler, though his funeral lengthened, though his mourners thickened. Magic never fled, though his shrouds were hoisted. The naked God did live. Though his words were twisted, the naked magic thrived. Though his death was published round and round the world, the heart did not believe. Many hurt men wondered, many struck men bled. Magic never faltered, magic always led. Many stones were rolled, but God would not lie down. Many wild men lied, many fat men listened. Though they offered stones, magic still was fed. Though they locked their coffers, God was always served. Magic is afoot, God rules. Alive is afoot, alive is in command. Many weak men hungered, many strong men thrived. Though they boasted solitude, God was at their side. Nor the dreamer in his cell, nor the captain on the hill, magic is alive. Though his death was pardoned round and round the world, the heart would not believe. Though laws were carved in marble, they could not shelter men. Though altars went with them, for magic loves the hungry, but magic would not tarry. It moves from arm to arm. It would not stay with them. Magic is afoot. It cannot come to harm. It rests in an empty palm. It spawns in an empty mind. But magic is not instrument. Magic is the end. Many men drove magic, but magic stayed behind. Many strong men lied. They only passed through magic and out the other side. Many weak men lied. They came to God in secret, and though they left him nourished, they would not tell who healed. Though mountains danced before them, they said that God was dead. Though his shrouds were hoisted, the naked God did live. This I mean to whisper to my mind. This I mean to laugh within my mind. This I mean my mind to serve till service is, but magic moving through the world, and mind itself is magic coursing through the flesh, and flesh itself is magic dancing on a clock, and time's itself the magic length of God. So this last poem, I'm going to read it in English, and then Misha's going to read the translation in Russian. Prayer for Messiah. His blood on my arm is warm as a bird, his heart in my hand as heavy as lead. His eyes through my eyes shine brighter than love. Oh, send out the raven ahead of the dove. His life in my mouth is less than a man. His death on my breast is harder than stone. His eyes through my eyes shine brighter than love. Oh, send out the raven ahead of the dove. Oh, send out the raven ahead of the dove. Oh, sing from your chains where you're chained in a cave. Your eyes through my eyes shine brighter than love. Your blood in my ballad collapses the grave. Oh, break from your branches a green branch of love after the raven has died for the dove. Thank you.
Молитва о Мессии. и кровь его греет ладонь, как птенец. Свинца тяжелее его сердце в груди. Он смотрит из глаз моих ярче любви. Мой голубь готов, где же ворон, зови. В устах моих жизнь его меньше, чем он. Его смерть мне грудь, словно глыба, теснит. Он смотрит из глаз моих ярче любви. И голубь готов, где же ворон, зови. И голубь готов, где же ворон, зови. В пещере прикованный пой из оков. Ты смотришь из глаз моих ярче любви. Поправ смерть в балладе моей твоя кровь. В пещере прикованный пой из оков. Твой взгляд из меня светит ярче любви. Свинца тяжелей твое сердце в руке, и кровь твоя греет ладонь, как птенец. О, ветка любви, оторвись и лети, пал ворон, чтоб голубя жертвой спасти. Suzanne, 1966. У Сюзан в ее светлице над широкою рекою любишь слушать пароходы и сидеть с ней до рассвета. Пусть она слегка безумна, но поэтому ты с нею. И вы пьете чай с лимоном из далекого Китая. А когда хотел признаться, что любви ей дать не сможешь, на свою волну настроив, за нее река сказала: ты всегда в нее влюблен был, и ты жаждешь с ней в дорогу, без оглядки, без сомнений. Ты сознанием прикоснулся к совершенству ее плоти, ты весь в ней. И когда Христос рыбачил и ходил по водной глади, наблюдая дни и ночи в одиночестве на башне, убедившись, что услышать лишь тонущие способны, он сказал: все мореходы, пока море не отпустит. Сам же сломлен был и брошен, словно недостойный смертный, он тонул в твоем сознании, опускаясь к тайным мыслям камнем вниз. И ты жаждешь с ним дорогу, без оглядки, без сомнений. Он сознанием прикоснулся к совершенству твоей плоти, он в тебе. Она нежно держит руку и к реке тебя подводит. На Сюзан покров из перьев, подношение от нищих, а в закате полыхает силуэт святой Марии. И она тебе покажет между мусором и клумбой, где лежат герои в тине. а в лучах рассвета дети, их сердца любви открыты. Из зеркала Сюзанны благодать прольется в души, и ты жаждешь с ней в дорогу без оглядки, без сомнений, и она в тебе всецело, в совершенстве твоей плоти, все в тебе. I'm Your Man, 80s, some 84, I believe. What is it? 88, 1988. Ждешь любви и ласки, я любой каприз твой выполнить приду. Если же иных утех ты ищешь, я в маске с плетью жду. Если нужен спутник, вот рука, а хочешь злость унять, найми стрелка. Вот я здесь, я твой весь. Ищешь ли боксера, я на ринг и в схватку для тебя. И если нужен доктор, изучу я каждый дюйм тебя. А нужен вдруг водитель, что ж, садись, а можешь под луной со мной пройтись в мороз и зной. Я весь твой. Ах, луна ярка, слишком цепь крепка, чудовище не спит. Обещаний рой за моей спиной, только кто их выполнит? Ни один не смог женщину вернуть, и уж точно не с колен моля. Но я полз бы к тебе и к стопам бы припал, на красу твою выл, словно в пекло попал. Твое сердце терзал, в твои руки рыдал, умолял. Вот я здесь. Захочешь на минутку задремать пути, я поведу в ночи. Захочешь тихой улицей одна пройти, я растворюсь в тиши. А хочешь для детей своих отца, а хочешь по дороге без конца, песок следы, я и ты. In 1977, Cohen didn't like that album, and it's a different story. Maybe one day they shot a movie about it. So, memories, воспоминания. Фрэнки Лейн вновь нам пел про Изабель. На лацкане моем железный крест блестел. Я подошел к блондинке, рост, краса и стать. Сказал, меня не знаешь ты, но скоро будешь знать. Так дай увидеть мне, дай увидеть мне, сказал я, дай увидеть мне. Нагое тело, танцуй со мной, где свет не бьет в глаза. Сказала, может, разрешу, почти что все тогда. Ты голоден, твой голос, я слышу, что с тобой. Ты можешь прикоснуться где угодно, выбор твой. Но нет, не лицезреть, тебе не лицезреть. Нет, не лицезреть. Нагое тело, и мы танцуем близко под мечтательный медляк. Шары и блестки, с ними мы плывем за тактом такт. Сказала, у тебя минутка, чтоб полюбить меня. Вот тот торжественный момент, в который верила я. Ведь все, о чем мечтал, все, о чем мечтал, все, о чем мечтал. Нагое тело, Thank you, Leonard Cohen. Спасибо, Leonard Cohen. Спасибо, Леня.
Misha, spasiba. It's about as much as my Russian will go. Some members of the audience like some of my stories, so I'm going to, Nadja, you'll give me another minute. Only a minute. I showed you the Spice Box of Earth, and I mentioned I met Leonard in the spring of 1960 when I was, I like to joke, a juvenile delinquent poet already published in various magazines. I was thrilled when Masha Cohen, his mother, who sang to him Russian, invited me to the party she threw for the Spice Box of Earth at her house, 599 Belmont Avenue. It's there in Westmount on May 29th, 1961. I'm faultless with dates. My mother didn't want to let me go because the next day I had to write my algebra high school leaving exam. She said, you have to come home early. I showed up with my copy of the book. All the glitterati were there of the French and English community. Armand Vaillancourt, the sculptor, with his diminutive wife, Suzanne, who was the inspiration for the song Suzanne, Irving Layton and Frank Scott, and everybody was there. And I got to know Masha. And every time I'd walk on the street sometime, I'd meet her. She'd keep telling me, stay in school. And she had a line she told me, don't do what my Leonard is doing. He dropped out of law school. He dropped out of Columbia. So many years later, I was meeting the great Irving Layton downtown in his favorite place, Murray's Restaurant. I came in from Vancouver, and we're walking together, and who do we bump into? Masha. And of course, she knew Irving, and then she remembered me, and then she wanted to know what I'm up to, and I said, I'm at UBC, struggling through a PhD, and I still remember she said, don't do what my Leonard did. I don't know. She sent me the wrong message. So right now we end the evening with a few more songs from Jerry's inimitable minstrel band, the Tower of Song.
Thank you so much. soundman extraordinaire. And we have to point out Nadia Haddad, who's been fabulous organizing this whole thing. There she is, putting up with us, and wonderful job. This has just been crazy. You're gonna have to forget Misha. That was fabulous. Wow. We go back a long time. I'm gonna do one verse of Suzanne. This is not on the schedule, but if I don't do it, one time my dear friend Renee, we were doing a show and we didn't do Suzanne, and she wouldn't let us off the stage. She came up there and blocked us from leaving. So I'm gonna do one quick verse. Suzanne takes you down to her place by the river. You can see the boats go by. You can spend the night beside her. And you know that she's half crazy, and that's why you wanna be there. And she serves you tea and oranges that come all the way from China. And just when you want to tell her that you have no love to give her, she gets you on her wavelength, and she lets the river answer that you've always been her lover. And you want to travel with her, and you want to travel blind, and you know you trust her, for you've touched her perfect body with your mind. I'm gonna skip to the last verse. Well, Suzanne takes your hand and she leads you to the water. She's wearing rags and feathers from Salvation Army counters, and the sun pours down like honey on Our Lady of the Harbor, and she shows you where to look among the garbage and the flowers. There are heroes in the seaweed, there are children in the morning. They are leaning out for love, and they will lean that way forever, while Suzanne holds the mirror. And you want to travel with him, and you want to travel blind, and you know you will trust her, for she's touched your perfect body with her mind. And you want to travel with her, and you want to travel blind, and you know you will trust her, for she's touched your perfect body with her mind. Play one verse, ladies and gentlemen. And you want to travel with her, and you want to travel blind, and you know you'll trust her, for you've touched her perfect body with your mind. Thank you very much. We should not rehearse more often. We did this completely cold, as we did the last time. But okay, we may leave out one of the others. Maybe we'll. I know we're short of time. You have to sing with this. Like a bird on the wire, like a drunk in an old midnight choir. I have tried in my way to be free, like a worm on a hook, like a knight in some old-fashioned book. I have saved all my ribbons for thee. And if I have been unkind, I hope you can let it go by. I hope that you can just let it all go by. If I have been untrue, and if I have been untrue, I hope you know that it was never to you. Peter Pelletier. Judy, you want to pick it up? Judy, Peter, thank you. Like a baby stillborn, like a beast with his horn, I have torn everyone that reached out for me. But I swear by this song and by all that I have done wrong, I swear I will make it all up to thee. I saw a beggar leaning on his wooden crutch, and he said to me, "Hey, why do you ask for so much?" And a pretty woman, as she was leaning in her darkened door, yeah, she cried out to me, hey, why not ask for more? Ronnie, play something for us. Abramson, thank you. Like a bird on a wire, like a drunk in a midnight choir. I have tried in my way to be free. Thank you. And so Peter, perfect. You want to? It's time to go. Can we do two more? One more? Are we a little short of time? Two more? All right. I was just. We've never performed this one before, but I learned it as. It's the story of Isaac. Yeah, the door, it opened slowly. My father, he came in. I was 9 years old. And he stood so tall above me. His blue eyes, they were shining. And his voice was very cold. He said, I've had a vision. You know I'm strong and holy. I must do what I've been told. So he started up the mountain. I was running, he was walking, and his axe was made of gold. Well, the trees, they got much smaller. The lake, a lady's mirror. We stopped to drink some wine. Then he threw the bottle over. It broke a minute later, and he put his hand in mine. I thought I saw an eagle, but it might have been a vulture. I never could decide. Then my father built an altar. He looked once behind his shoulder. He knew I would not hide. You who build these altars now to sacrifice these children, you must not do it anymore. Yeah, a scheme is not a vision, and you never have been tempted by a demon or a god. You who stand above them now, your hatchets blunt and bloody, you were not there before. When I lay upon the mountain, and my father's hand was trembling with the beauty of the word. And if you call me brother now, forgive me if I inquire just according to whose plan. When it all comes down to dust, I will kill you if I must. I will help you if I can. When it all comes down to dust, I will help you If I must, I will kill you if I can. And mercy on our uniform. Man of peace, man of war. The peacock spreads his fan. Oh, that was three. Okay, we're all right. We have to a little bit of. I said I like short version of "So Long, Marianne" and then "Hallelujah," and everybody's getting up here. Come over to the window, my little darling. I'd like to try to read your palm. I used to think I was some kind of gypsy boy. Before I let you take me home. Okay, you gotta hear it. Let's hear it. So long, Marianne. It's time that we began to laugh and cry. And cry, and cry, and cry, and laugh about it, and laugh about it all again. Well, you know that I love to live with you. But you make me forget so very much. I forget to pray for the angels. Then the angels forget to pray for us. Now so long, Marianne. It's time that we began to laugh and cry and cry and cry and cry and laugh about it all again. Peter Pelletier, let's hear from him. Let's sing it. Now so long, Marianne. It's time that we began to laugh and cry and cry and laugh about it all again. Your letters, they all say that you're beside me now. Then why do I feel so all alone? I'm standing on a ledge and a fine spider web is fastening my ankle to a stone. Now so long, Marianne. It's time that we began to laugh and cry and cry and cry and cry and laugh about it all again. Judy Jib, please. Now so long, Marianne. It's time that we began to laugh and cry and cry and laugh about it all again. One more time. Now so long, Marianne. It's time that we began to laugh and cry and cry and laugh about it all again. Thank you very much, Peter, Ronnie, and Judy. We're going to do one more. And Seymour would love to get up and tell stories about going to visit Marianne when he knew Cohen wasn't home. But they would go to visit he and his friends because she was delightful. But, am I telling secrets? No. All right. I heard there was a secret chord that David played and it pleased the Lord. We're going to end the evening with this. We're going to invite some people up to sing with us. I'm going to invite Peter Lau and Don Kummer, who were with me in Candice Price, I'm Your Man. If you saw it at the Mac Museum in Montreal, there were 18 screens, 18 men that were chosen, God knows how, randomly. That's how I met Don. And it was playing in Montreal, then in New York, then in Copenhagen, where it is now, and it's going to San Francisco next year. I'm going to be there. Okay.
Yeah, San Francisco.
Okay. Okay. See you. Oh, and Misha, come here, get up here. Is he here?
There he is.
Okay, Misha, get a guitar. Come on up here. We're doing Hallelujah and See. You're going to do a verse in Russian or two. Misha's really good. The secret is Misha was I was an ESL teacher, and Misha showed up in my class. And I played guitar. I used to play guitar in class. And he says, oh, my God, he plays guitar. He brings his guitar to school, and he's singing Russian, you know. I said, your voice is you need to sing Leonard Cohen in Russian. He says, are you crazy? You know, I said, give it a shot. So a little while later, he did Hallelujah, and now he's translated how many? 29? How many songs? He's done longs. He does a whole solo evening of it, and it's just marvelous. Okay, are you coming? We'll share the microphone. Okay. I'm first. Well, you know what? This is unplanned.
We'll start it off.
It's in C. So, the chorus is very easy, and you probably know. Now I heard there was a secret chord that David played, and it pleased the Lord. But you don't really care for music, do you? Well, it goes like this: the fourth, the fifth, the minor fall, the major lift, the baffled king composing hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah, Don, do your favorite verse.
I heard you use the name in vain. I don't even know the name. But if I did, really, what's it to you? There's a blaze of light in every word, and it doesn't matter which you've heard. The holy or the broken, hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Михаил.
Я отдал все, пусть дар мой мал. Я честен был, я не солгал, не помнил я тебя праздно в суе. И пусть меня сбивало с ног, и я пред тобой песен Бог, и на губах одно лишь аллилуйя. 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 Аллилуйя.
Спасибо, Миша. Hallelujah. 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 Ron, did you want to play one verse? No? I did my best. It wasn't much. I couldn't feel, so I tried to touch. I told the truth. I didn't come all this way to the library and archive to fool you. And even though it all went wrong, I'll stand right here before the Lord of Song with nothing on my tongue but hallelujah. 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 Judy Jib, one more time. Thank you very much. Misha, Don, Peter and Peter, Pelletier, Ronnie Abramson, Judy Jibb, Nita, Nadia, and all the rest of the crew. Seymour Maine for inspiring us to do this, and National Library, thank you very much.